Om Shanti. So how can we deal with death? How can we detach from the death of loved ones? I'm saying this on the heels of the death of the late actor Siddharth Shukla, who had won the hearts of many millions of people. But the thing is that his mother did not shed a tear because she was a practicing Raj Yogi. She was practicing meditation with the Brahma Kumaris. So what is it about the lessons that we're learning here that enable us to not take sorrow from death? In fact, even my own mother, who died in 2002, when she left the body, and that's what we say, we use this expression, one leaves the body. It's not that she has died. She left the body and she moved on. So that soul has moved on. And I too was surprised that I did not have tears. And I think I attribute that to the practice of soul consciousness. If all day, every day, we are becoming detached from our own body, then we cannot hold on to the bodies of others. It's just common sense. If I know that this body is just a shell, it's just a costume, then at some point I'm going to have to leave this body. And so too, when somebody else leaves the body, is it my attachment to them? In other words, I want to hold on to them for my convenience? Because if we love them, then surely we accept whatever is the destiny. How do we know that they are not better off wherever they go next? So although letting go is not easy, but it's something that we have to practice on a daily basis. And it's very simple. It's this idea that in your meditations, you just practice being a soul. I, the soul, am eternal, immortal, imperishable. I, the soul, am that spark, that fuel, that light that charges this body. And when that spark is gone, that's it. The body cannot breathe, it cannot move, it cannot speak. That's when we deem the body dead. So in meditation, see how often you can just sit and create this separation between you and the body. And this is the kind of mental detachment that we need to create. We don't need to run off to the mountains or to the jungles or to the parks and then say, oh yeah, I'm at peace. No. In fact, I always say we are the happiest when we are in control of ourselves. When what we think is what we say is what we do, when we are in total alignment, that is self-mastery. And that's when I'm the happiest, because that's when I'm the most powerful. And so that brings me to another point, that people can experience peace, but are they experiencing power? People go off on vacations, let's say, for example, to the Swiss Alps. They're sitting in their cottages. It's whatever, sunny or snowy, whatever the atmosphere. And they say, oh, it's lovely and peaceful, but is peace enough? Or do we also need power? Because what if the lights go? What if the electricity goes? What if you lose something? You lose your peace, right? Because there's not the power to deal with these circumstances. Imagine those people who live there all the time and they have their farm and they have their happy little life. But then as soon as one of their cows runs off, they lose their peace. So the peace that we're trying to create is a peace where the mind and the intellect are working together. Not just I decide I'm peaceful, but the intellect, which judges everything, that is the master of the thought, the action, is that within my control as well? If both are in alignment, the mind that thinks and the intellect that judges, if they are both in alignment, then I'm the master over myself. And that's when I'm the happiest. So I don't just need peace, I need power. And that power comes from cultivating deep soul consciousness, really feeling it, really being it, and not just lip service. Because at the end, we're only fooling ourselves. And then the conquering of the mind, as I'm saying, we have to live a lotus-like life. In Hindi, we say, right, your lotus feet, your lotus hands, your lotus lips, your lotus eyes. Everything about us has to become lotus-like, because the lotus is not only detached from the water, but it maintains its purity. It maintains its beauty. And so can I, whilst living in this world, right, not running away, but whilst living in this world, can I maintain my purity of thought? Purity of thought means the highest degree of thought, the most purest, the most powerful, and the most positive. That's the highest quality of thought. Once there was a person who came to me and he said, I want to shave my head off because I love my hair. And my attention goes to my hair a lot and I spend a lot of time. So I feel if I shave off my hair, then I'll be okay, I'll be in control. And I replied, well, no, because when you see somebody else's hair lock that is beautiful, you will say, oh, I want that, or that would be nice. Or so I said, your mind would be pulled to that. So just by eliminating that thing from our life doesn't mean that we have conquered it, but we have to live in the middle of it, with it, in front of it. And then we can say, yes, I've practiced detachment. So even while I have my friends and relatives, even as I have my good life, my comfortable life, even as I have my wealth, but amidst that, can I practice the mastery? This is where the term Raj Rishi comes from. In the past, the kings, the Rajas used to be rishis, which means that they had everything, but there was a detachment from it. They understood that we are just trustees of this. It doesn't belong to us. Even us, we live in this world, but we don't bring anything and we don't take anything with us. All we take is a bundle of good wishes, a package of blessings. And so let us make sure that we do such good deeds that every action of ours warrants that blessing, because we don't want to leave with any regrets. We want to leave full. We want to leave abundant. And that's when the soul can leave very peacefully, without any struggle at the end. Om Shanti.